Welcome back to Yoshi Entertainment, everybody. So, as you all know, not too long ago, just a few days ago, a young man by the name of Andre Bing, who was the supervisor, nighttime supervisor of a Walmart in Chesapeake, Virginia, fatally shot 5 people. Now, there's been a lot that came out about this, and a lot of people have had a lot of things to say. Although, something that just recently came out was that he had basically an unalive note, essentially. I can't say the S word on YouTube because of the algorithm, but basically had a note on his phone, I guess explaining how he felt, what he was going through before he did what he did, and it was very disturbing. Now, there have been some news outlets that kind of took pieces from the note and put it on their website, of course, but there's a picture out there of it on the internet, so anybody, of course, who wants to see it, of course, is out there. But like I said, after looking through it, I was very unsettled and very disturbed. Now, he referenced some people, I guess, from that same Walmart's, employment group, some of the people who were working there. But of course, they blotted out the names so that you couldn't see who he was talking about, reasonably so. Although, like I said, the unsettling and the disturbing part about it all was that he was talking about how they, I guess, had been bullying him. I made a video about this, concerning the young man who shot his 3 classmates. I guess he said he was being bullied, that clearly this young man had some mental issues going on that had been left unaddressed. He called out his parents, basically saying that they looked over this and that I guess he was having some serious mental struggles, and I guess he just couldn't handle it anymore. Now, I've said this before, in a video before, and I'm going to say this again. I do not condone somebody taking a gun and shooting people up because they've been bullied, okay? Although it offers some insight into why this happened. There were even people there who were saying that it didn't really seem like he was trying to just shoot up the place, that he just had targeted individuals that he was going after. There was a young woman that one of the news outlets brought on to have a segment, and her name was Jessie, and she explained how she stayed with the victims basically through them getting shot. And I cannot imagine the inner turmoil that she's experiencing right now, the trauma that she's going to have, you know, for God only knows how long, but that she stayed with them because she didn't want them basically to get shot alone. And that he basically told her to leave, and she said that perhaps it was because at one point in time she hadn't had very many exchanges with him because she had only been working there for 5 days before all this happened. But she figured that perhaps it was because the one exchange, or one of the exchanges that she did have with him, she briefly mentioned that she had a daughter. And perhaps he took that into consideration, and that was why he let her go. But anyways, back to the note. I don't think that there are enough people taking that part of this situation into consideration. Yes, I understand, like I said before, and I'm going to keep saying this, he had no right to take those people's lives despite what they said or did. Although that note offered a lot of insight into why he did what he did. Like I said, according to that note and according to him, something had happened, something serious that pushed him over the edge. And like I said, he was having a serious mental fight that he ended up succumbing to. And there's another part of this note that stuck out to me, and I feel like a lot of people, they really chalk it up to, oh, that's just ridiculous, it's just a bunch of hogwash, that's crazy, that's stupid. But y'all remember, keep in mind that truth is usually stranger than fiction, and a lot of times people, their refusal to accept it is kind of why we end up repeating a lot of the things that we do. Like, I honestly think that sometimes because we don't really look into these kind of things, mistakes that have happened or things that have happened perhaps could have been prevented, or we could have done something if we really just looked deeper into some of these issues. But anyways, there was a part in the note where he was talking about basically that not necessarily that the devil made him do it, but like I said, he had a serious inner battle, I guess you can say, a spiritual battle even. And people really, like I said, have chalked it up to being something ridiculous. But there have been times before where people have tried to put it out there that, like, there are forces of evil, the devil, spirits, demons that have convinced people to do bad things. Just look at the guy who shot up that school in Texas. What in the world would possess somebody to shoot children in such a grisly manner in which he did? You have to be possessed by something bad to do something like that. And I honestly think with his mental, issues that he had going on, plus the spiritual aspect, like I said, it was a battle that he was fighting that he succumbed to. I doubt he had really any help where family was concerned. Like I said, he mentioned his parents, and it wasn't really anything good. I don't think he had a whole lot of friends. Someone who worked there or who used to work there didn't mention that he didn't really have much of a social life, so he didn't have probably, like I said, a lot of friends. Of course, the workplace is not always the most friendly place. And like I said, according to him in this note, they made it pretty rough for him. Now, he did say he wasn't the perfect person, although there have been people that I have heard say more than one time that places like Walmart, let's just say retail, and just really any kind of customer service job, it's misery sometimes, especially places like Walmart. People have come out and said that these places are not great workplaces. A lot of times they're hostile work environments. You have to deal with other employees that are not good, that are always doing something. People trying to get people fired, people giving people a hard time. And don't even get me started on the customers, with as inconsiderate and disrespectful as some of them can be. The bosses are not always good people, and that goes for both men and women. You're supposed to be able to go to them for help, but some of them are usually the biggest reasons why you need help to begin with. So the workplace wasn't, an ideal environment. Like I said, probably didn't have any family or friends to fall back on. Nobody to tell him or to encourage him to go get help. Like I said, I'm not trying to paint him out to be this saint, because even in the note he said that, he didn't do everything right himself. Although, like I said, there are some aspects that I think that we really need to ponder upon. And again, like I said in the previous video, with the young man who shot his 3 schoolmates, people need to raise their children. People need to stop having children with people who they know don't love them and they don't love, who they don't intend to be competent parents with. People need to properly raise and discipline their children and stop sending them out into the world traumatized, hurt, angry, mad, pissed off, to then become problems for other people who don't deserve to have that happen in their life on top of everything else that they have going on. And this, unfortunately, is really, again, a Black community issue that we really need to address. Raising our children, disciplining our children, being better people, and not making other people's lives miserable. Getting help, getting therapy, getting help, not isolating ourselves, because that's one way to end up going off the deep end. When you're isolated and you have no one in your corner, no one who's trying to help and not hurt, you have no one there to tell you not to listen to the negativity, not to succumb to the negativity and the voices in your head telling you to do things that you shouldn't be doing or that you shouldn't do. Like I said before, I just feel like there are a lot of things that people kind of just gloss over, that they ignore, that they don't really take into account. Like I said, I'm not justifying any bad behavior. I'm just saying we need to look at everything that happens in these kind of situations so we can figure out, at the least, if there's anything that we can do to keep these kind of things from happening. And I know sometimes it just boils down to people in their individual selves making the right decisions. Like I said, not taking a gun to resolve something permanently that can't be undone. But anyways, y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comments below.